Hello, welcome to the Founders 2.0 conference here in the lovely Las Vegas at the Bellagio. We have our lovely next guest, Victor, and it's from Edamam.
Edamam.
Edamam is your organization. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and the organization?
Of course. About myself, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Been an entrepreneur for 33 years, built 4 companies. My claim to fame is I built Bulgaria's largest internet company.
Wow.
And Edamam is my latest venture. So we're trying to organize the world's food knowledge and help everybody on the planet eat better.
Oh, wow. So, you combine like technology and health. That's like your specialty.
Well, it's a company that's between data, health, and food. So we organize data and help people be healthier with food. Our mission, our vision is that people will live to 120 without any chronic conditions, without mental illness, because they make the right food choices and they feed themselves the right way.
And how do you implement that with your customers, your clients?
So our customers are businesses. We sell
Okay.
to companies in the food space, in the health space, in the wellness space, and we either provide data, which we've organized and structured. We have probably the largest database of food and nutrition in the world, with over 5 million recipes and 1 million foods that have been tagged and analyzed for every nutrient, allergen, lifestyle, diet, chronic condition, et cetera, et cetera. So we provide data, or we provide solutions like food logging, meal planning, personalized meal recommendations, recipe management. So all of that is.
So it's an app, or is it?
No,
It's more than an app.
it is. It's not facing consumers, so we
Oh,
don't have an
okay.
interface. There's no app. The website is
app.
more for developers, but it's
Business to
an API.
business.
It's a business to business.
Business.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And so then, how do people implement that through? Is it their employees, or is it? How does it work?
All of the above. So
Yeah. Oh,
different
okay.
companies use it for their employees. Some use it for their customers. Like for example, Noom would be doing something for people that have taken GLP-1, Virtec Health for somebody with type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
Some companies do corporate wellness, so for the employees. Others would do it for patients. So it varies. We are just the data backend, if you will, and that they build on top of that the user experience for whoever their customer or employee or patient is.
Very cool. How do you find customers? That's very specific.
Well, a lot of them find us. I mean, we go to
Oh.
conferences like that, and we have a lot of really big names like Food Network and Amazon and America's Test Kitchen and
America's
Nestle and
Test
Barilla. A lot of companies use us, but we also, because we've built a reputation, we have a lot of inbound traffic. So we've had over 200,000 developers that are building on our APIs
Whoa.
and building apps, etc. So every month we get a lot of inbound traffic. So, and AI is really changing the field, and
I
we're
was just
getting a
about to
lot
ask
more.
that. Yeah.
We're getting a lot more traffic because of that.
Is it just easier for people to find you, would you say, with the AI software, or what's the
It's not
difference?
that it's easier, that a lot more people are trying to build things, and when they get to a point where they really need accurate data, they end up with us, because there are not that many places. It's not something that you can use your chatbot to create and be comfortable with the data. They end up with us because we provide APIs and MCPs for people to build on top of that, and we provide the accurate data. So that is the traffic that comes from just people, a lot more people building applications that are related to food and diet management.
API is
Application, it's an application interface. It's the interface between machine and a machine.
okay. Okay, because I was like, I've heard the word, but I
Application
don't.
programming interface. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And what is the biggest problem would you say that you're trying to solve with your organization? 'Cause I know you've had experience with your other business practices. What would you say is the big problem that you're trying to solve?
Well, the largest problem is that people are getting sicker. We have a
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
we have an epidemic of diabetes, chronic conditions, obesity, et cetera, et cetera. And yes, there are some drugs, but then nothing is silver bullet. I think lifestyle change is important, and I think food is one of the most important components. So what we are trying to do
Yes.
is help everybody on the planet eat better. So with AI, we actually think that we can build a personal virtual nutritionist for every person. So you have your own personal nutritionist that is around you 24/7, knows your habits, not what you like, knows your price point, not what's in your refrigerator, and is able to recommend, guide you through recipes, all that stuff. So that's what we're trying to build.
Well, it's like efficient. It's efficient at
Make it
every.
easy because
Yeah.
people want to eat right, but they make choices based on price, based on convenience. I don't have time, it's expensive, all that stuff. If our tools can help people, you know do things within their price range and remove some of the friction in the convenience. So I don't know how to cook this, but hey, here's the recipe, we can help you, take you through. Maybe there are robots that chop onions for you, this type of thing. So that is
That
what.
would help because I cry.
Right, there you go. Although
I need
tears are good sometimes.
Oh, wonderful. And um, let's see. What future do you imagine for your company, your vision?
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
vision's always been, when I started the company, I had like kind of 50-year vision, having that personal virtue nutrition for everyone. And the vision is that everybody will have something that help them make everyday food choices all the time. You know, indicate, oh, it's lunchtime. You're walking here. Here's a restaurant with 3 menu items that are actually fit your health or in your price range. This is what we recommend. You're driving home from work, and hey, there is those 3 ingredients in your refrigerator. We can do this and this dish. Do you want to do it? Yes. Or we have to buy 2 more. We'll have a drone deliver the other 2 ingredients, start everything. So that's kind
They
of
do that?
you can do that now. You can do that now. So, and that's kind of the future that we're building. So that is.
Okay.
So the idea, though, is that with that, we're gonna help everyone live a long life without getting any chronic condition and mental illness. So
So
people be healthy.
you kind of you create menus for them, but you also create like a plan for them
Everything,
or
whatever
everything.
person needs. Some people need a plan and they need to be strict about, this is what I'm going to eat for breakfast,
Like
this is for
meal
lunch.
prep kind of
Some
stuff.
people want
Yeah.
to just, hey, I feel like pizza tonight, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what does that mean for your breakfast and everything? So
Yes.
being able to adjust on fly, and other people in the family, their restrictions. Maybe your uncle is arriving and they're gluten free. What do you do? How do you change? All those things. So being able to accommodate a person on the fly as they live their life.
Okay. Do you incorporate like intermittent fasting or like carnivore diet or like certain diets like that into your program or
We are Switzerland, so we are indifferent to what diets people eat. We provide the data and the
Okay.
solutions, and you identify your own tribe, whether you're vegan, keto, carnivore,
you identify
whatever.
your own tribe. I
Yeah,
like that.
and we just support you no matter what, because we
Yeah.
don't want to make a judgment statement of what diet is the best for what
Okay.
person. That is very personal. So
That's true. That makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. And how did you feel about getting recognized? Because I know you said you were on the panel. You're one of the speakers on the panel. What's your panel's discussion about?
It's about actually bootstrapping startups. How do you actually get to a profitable startup without having to raise money from venture capital? So that's what
That's
we're
a
doing.
good panel.
Yeah, it's a good panel, and I also getting recognized at the Health 2.0.
Wonderful. How did you feel about that? Receiving the
It
recognition.
is recognition is always good, but for me, the real recognition is when people start living longer, healthier lives. This is the real recognition. It's being at a conference, it's like it's a recognition, but it's not what motivates me and drives me.
You're very. I say you've got a vision.
I got a vision.
You
Yeah.
got a vision, and I love this panel. That sounds like a great discussion.
Welcome to
Yeah. And what advice would you give to somebody that is following in your footsteps? Because I know you're in the health space, you're in the tech space, but you're also in the entrepreneurial space.
Ultimately, I'm an entrepreneur, and I think there is a couple of things. First of all, if you've never been an entrepreneur, try it once, see if it fits. There is a certain level of risk tolerance that's required, but once you've tried it, maybe it is for you. And then if you find it's for you, the advice is find something you really love doing, because when the going gets tough, this is what keeps you going. And then
That's a saying. When the going gets tough, it gets you going.
The tough get going. Yeah. And that's so find something you love, and then
Yes.
be patient and persistent, because this is the one thing that makes a difference. If you
Yes.
just keep on keeping on, you'll get there.
Yes, I love it. And do you, what like advice would you give to somebody who wants to do what you've done? Because you've done a lot. Like that's,
No.
you've got a lot of businesses, but a lot of knowledge under your belt. Like
it's experienced by doing. So I think the only one advice is don't be afraid. It may feel daunting. Actually, the ignorance is bliss. If you're young and ignorant, you don't know all the difficulties, and you go for it. I think this
Yes.
is the best
It's
state
like
to be.
easier,
Yeah, yeah,
easier,
yeah.
because then you don't feel so
The,
much pressure.
the ocean is knee deep.
That's true. All right, wonderful. And how can people get in touch with you? What's like the best way to like create a consultation call? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
consultations don't do,
I
but
don't do consultations.
no, we are business to business, but so edamam.com, and then
Edamam.com.
people
Like
can find me
edamame,
like
but
edamam but
without
without the
E.
E, yeah.
Okay.
And then LinkedIn is where people can find me.
Okay. And then it's Victor and then
Penev,
Penev.
Nev.
Perfect. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
Yes. Have a great conference and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.